Okay, guys, Chase Revelo coming at you from Boca Raton, Florida, guys. In this video, we're going to talk about establishing authority on court, okay, and kind of the three main steps that you want to take to start doing that. All right, so the first step is you got to understand that respect is earned, bro. It's not given. Respect is earned, it's not given. Okay, so what does that even mean? What does that even mean? Respect is earned, not given. Okay, athletes respect competent people. Okay, athletes will respect competent people who, because they're competent at what they're doing, they have confidence. Because confidence comes from competence, right? So once you understand that connection, it's like, okay, wait, I'm not confident. I have to be more competent at something. Because if I was really competent and I knew I'm the best and I knew I'm putting in more work than you, I'm going to be confident, right? So if you're not confident, you're probably not competent, all right? Or you're just massively insecure. But back to the point, athletes respect competence. So what does that mean? If you want to have more respect on the court, you have to be more competent on court with the knowledge you have, okay? But also, it's just one of those things where it's like, you got to practice what you preach, okay? If you're telling players to do 1,000 jump rope, you better be doing 1,000 jump rope. If you're telling your players eat healthy, you better be eating healthy. Okay? You don't want to be one of those fat fuck coaches who don't actually practice what they preach. I don't stand for that, guys. I don't stand for that. Be the person that your athletes want to look up to and become. That's your responsibility as a mentor. Okay? As a mentor, you're basically further along in the process than they are, right? So they're like, okay, wait, I want to be more like this person, so I want to learn from them. It's just like a teacher in school, it's like a coach in sports, it's like a mentor in the business world or whatever it is, right? It's like you have to be actually competent, and confidence will attract those athletes, okay? So you have to get more respect from these two things here, being competent and confident, and being confident, okay? Now, it's not enough to just tell people, do 1,000 jump rope, do this, do that. You got to show them. That's one thing that I think I've had to do a better job as, is like, when I was first starting all this, I would document literally every single day that I would do my jump ropes, right? And I have a ton of videos of that. But then I would just do it every day on my own, but I wouldn't like document it and post it and that type of thing. So it's like, you got to show, right? You got to show it for your athletes to see it, right? Because just because like, obviously like I know I'm doing it, I know I'm doing the work, but it's like, well, the athletes are living their own life. So you got to remind them that you're the shit and that you are doing everything to be the most competent person out there. Okay? But you got to show them. So demonstrate that, guys. Demonstrate your skills, okay? Your knowledge and your leadership. So, especially if you're younger and you're trying to figure out how can I become more of an authority on court, it's like, well, how can you demonstrate all of these things and show and show and show and not just tell? Well, let's take it back to like 2 years ago, 3 years ago when I started working for Rick Macy, okay? Arguably the best coach of all time. He coached Serena Williams, developed her. Venus Williams, developed her. Developed Andy Roddick, okay? So when I'm working in that environment, I'm a guy out of college, just a hitter, just, trying to hustle, right? And make something, right? And back against the wall. So it's like, okay, how can I show and make it undeniable that I'm the best one, that I serve the clients the best, I care the most, and I care about myself and my improvement and like competence and confidence. And how can I show that? So it's like, all right, well, I'm going to get to every single academy session. I'm going to get there at least 30 minutes early. Okay. I'm going to do my own full physical warm up. I'm going to do my band work for my shoulders. I'm going to do my 1,000 jump rope. It started at 1,000. It ended up being, I'm just jump roping. Everyone gets there and I'm still jump roping. Just as a mental thing to just show everybody that I'm crazy. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I said I'm going to do 1,000, but there's still people showing up. I'm going to keep doing more. I'm going to keep doing it until 8 o'clock hits and academy starts and we got to move on with stuff. Because I'm kind of crazy like that. So I wanted to show that I'm the person that they want to become. I'm the one disciplined enough to arrive early every single day, put in the work for my body when I wasn't even playing in tournaments that much. So it's like, wait, why are you doing this? Because I want to earn it. I don't want to be given respect. You want to earn that. You want to earn that shit. Okay? So what you need to do is you need to start showing it. All right? Now, eventually it got to the point where 30 minutes, that wasn't enough. I'm going to get there an hour and a half early, and I'm going to get my own serve training. As someone who was already above a 10 UTR, I was still doing my knees kick serve drills to work on my feel on my kick. And there's a reason why, for me putting in all that work and trying to earn this, that few months later, all of a sudden, I'm acing at the time she was like 1,000 in the world, okay, Lulu Sun, but I'm hitting kick serves that are literally acing a now top 50 WTA player, and the greatest coach of all time is telling me, dude, you have the best kick serve on the WTA tour right now. Because it was like insane. And it was kind of a funny comment. I don't know how to take that, right? But I will take it because that means a lot. That's like, holy shit, like that's a good serve. So I showcased it, all right? And I didn't just tell. And guess what happens? Because people see that, my clients see that, I'm posting about it, whatever. It's like, well, what happens? When I'm telling the player, when a player signs up to work with me, and I'm like, dude, with where you're at right now, you got to do 100 of these knee kick serves daily for the next 2 weeks. There's no hesitation because, dude, I've done it for months. I've done it for years at a time. So I've actually done it significantly more than what I'm telling you to do. So it's like I'm living it, okay? I'm actually living what they want to be doing and what I'm instructing them to do, okay? So that's not only with your skills, that's with your knowledge. Show your knowledge, right? When you're communicating with people, showcase your knowledge and deliver value above and beyond for the clients, okay? With parents, whatever, give them additional feedback and support that can help them speed up their journey. That's how they're going to be more likely to do lessons with you, right? So, and it's the same with leadership. Showcase your leadership. Take initiative. Don't react. Be proactive, okay? Take leadership when you're out there on court. Instruct your players what to do. When you're setting up the drills, make it super clear so a dummy could understand it, all right? And that is how you're going to start earning some respect on the court, okay? But you need if you don't think you have the respect you deserve, it's these two things right here. Which one do I need to improve? Am I as competent as I know I need to be their role model? No? Okay. Write a list of everything you can do right now to become more competent at whatever you want to do and be, right? That's going to make you more confident. If you're already extremely competent and you're like, man, why am I not that confident? Why am I not showing that when I'm out here interacting with my clients and with my players? It's like, all right, you're not confident because you're insecure and you have limiting beliefs that let you go through life without being able to give you props for the good work you're putting in. All right? It's okay to be confident. All right? You don't have to be like a dickhead and be cocky about it, but be confident. That's good. That's an attractive thing that will attract the right people towards you. Okay? So if you are very confident, like your resume is insane and your skill set is top notch and like it's undeniable, and you deep down know like, how do I improve this confidence? You have to understand you're insecure, bro. And you need to get through that. Go to therapy or some shit, man. But you got to get through that. All right? And show your confidence more. And look, besides that, set clear expectations from the people you work with from day one. Make it clear. Okay? Make it clear how they should operate, what they can do, what they can't do. The court is your domain. This is your house. Own it. You know? Players want that. They want a leader out there. They don't want someone who's just going with whatever. Okay? That's how you're going to be relegated to just being a hitting partner and not a top level coach. Okay? So that's kind of all I wanted to talk about regarding like that first component. All right? Now let's talk about the balance of being stern, okay, but also being approachable. All right? So it's very important to understand that people are different, okay? Not every single one of your clients is the same type of person, so you can't treat them that way, okay? So there's different players that are going to respond to different styles, right? You've probably seen coaches who might be like hard asses the whole time. You've seen other coaches who are just chill and don't give a shit, right? But it's like, all right, well, what can I do to optimize my like stern and approachable balance? What can I do to optimize that? It's like, okay, well, you got to be firm on the non-negotiables, right? Your players showing effort, your players being focused on your drills, your players being disciplined with all the stuff that you're telling them to do and programming for them. Okay? You got to be firm on that. All right? You can't be weak on those things. You can't just be like, oh, that's okay. No, it's like, dude, that's not okay. Like, you made this commitment to not only me, but yourself. So, like, why are you not doing that? Like, why are you not focused on the serve drills? Why are you not counting your jump rope every time you're doing it? Because you're not staying focused. So, it's okay to be kind of a hard ass on people if they're not staying consistent and they're not doing the non-negotiables. Effort, focus, discipline. These you can't compromise at all if you want to be an authority on the court. All right? If you're just, you don't care about those and you're just like, whatever, I don't care if they're trying hard, I don't care if they're focused, I don't care if they're disciplined. It's like, dude, you're going to have zero authority on the court. All right? So it's important to have that balance of staying professional, okay? And especially if you're young, you're starting, and you're already climbing an uphill battle, right, of people probably preferring the more experienced older coaches, which is normal, right? You have to be the most professional person in your entire environment. Be the most professional. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Like, it's customer service, guys. You got to be dialed in with customer service for the people you're working with. Because what do most tennis coaches do? They're just like, they just act like a normal person or whatever. It's like, okay, cool. But people, especially people who pay a lot of money, they have been successful and they understand that and they appreciate good customer service, right? It's like Disney World has, I think they spend like millions of dollars on like their training for their people. And it's like, they have some of the best training for like the customer service, and that's what like kind of distinguishes some of their brand and stuff, right? Even though they've totally messed up this whole Star Wars world, but that's a topic for another discussion, okay? But you got to have that balance of staying professional, and especially if you're younger, you got to really dial in on that and lock in on the professional aspect, okay? Because they're probably not going to take you serious, like first glance, unless you're really professional, unless you're kind of stern, right? Unless you take things really serious, because most of the young people don't take shit serious, okay? So do that. However, when you're working with your clients and you're building relationships with them, you have to build the trust through genuine investment, okay, in the players. So you need to show actual care and actually give a shit about them and actually be a good coach. If you do that and show genuine interest, that's going to build massive trust, because most of the other coaches out there, they don't give a shit about them, right? They don't show genuine investment. They show up for their hour lesson, and then after that hour lesson, they don't give a fuck about them, okay? Now, let's talk about the last component here, which is control the environment, control the court, control your domain out there. This is your field, bro. This is you on the battlefield, man. So like you got to control that. So what can you control? You can control your presence on the court, okay? The energy that you display when you're out there. All right? So look, if you're out there and you show up on court and you don't look put together, you look sloppy, you look like you just rolled out of bed and you're just walking slow, whatever. What type of energy and what type of precedent are you setting? If you walk out slow, hey guys, let's roll out the basket. Okay, let's go out there. Breaking news, bro, you're going to attract those type of lazy people. And no good player is going to want to work with you. Right? So walk fast, puff your chest out, be confident, stand up tall, okay? And be confident when you're talking, okay? And have a presence out there on court. Don't be afraid to be vocal out there. Don't be afraid to do that. You can totally do it. And command attention without yelling, okay? So that comes with holding your standards, being firm on your non-negotiables, but you don't need to resort to just yelling and being weak like that. Okay? There's other ways that you can discipline people without just screaming at somebody. All right, that's very like low-level coaching, and most people don't respond to that. Okay? However, if you're working with a particular athlete, this might be controversial, but it's okay to do that sometimes in a good way, in a way that you're trying to help the athlete in a real positive way, but like, you know, you're digging in a little bit, right? And you're really getting them to dig deep. So it's okay to do that when you're really pushing people past their limits. And if it's part of your coaching mechanism to get them better, that's okay. But in terms of establishing authority, you don't want to be yelling to establish any type of authority and get any type of respect. You're going to get no respect for that. Okay? So make sure you only do anything like that as a way to coach the player and not to try to have some type of authority over the player. It's just not going to work. Okay? So don't do that. All right? Now, what else can you do to control your environment? Remove distractions from your court. Okay? Maybe don't have your players be on their phones, right? Maybe have certain things when you're setting up your training environment so that they're not really distracted. Okay? Maybe it's like, you know, facing one way on the court, you're doing serves, and facing one way, there's all this crazy stuff in the background. Maybe go on the other side so the player can focus more, right? Like look at little details of like how you can optimize something for the athlete on court and like what's in your control. Okay? Now, there could be an argument for, okay, there's distractions over there. Embrace the distractions, and that's a way to mentally train to be able to handle things like that. All right, but that's a separate topic. That's kind of a nuanced thing there, more advanced. But set the tone, remove distractions, set the tone for your standards, and hold the athletes accountable. It's all about accountability. If you say one thing, but you're not holding them accountable, they're not going to do it. Why would they do it? You're not even holding them accountable for it, right? And then lastly, this is very important, is don't let small behaviors slide. Okay? If you're consistent with your expectations for the people you work with, that's going to be major in establishing your authority. Okay? So what you want to do is any little thing like that, check them on it. and keep them accountable. Don't wait for things to boil up. Okay? Any little thing that they're not being consistent with when it comes to the non-negotiables, effort, focus, discipline, anything like that, stand firm on it. There might have to be certain consequences for it, right? But that's part of the art of coaching and how to do that, okay? But this is essentially the quick blueprint of how to start establishing more authority on court, okay? And the main thing that you can do right now is figure out, which one do I need to improve right now to get more respect from my athletes? Do I need to become a better player so they can respect, like, I've actually done this for myself? Is it I need to have the right information? Is it, I don't know the right business model to run or whatever? Is it I'm not in good shape? Is that what it is? Is it that you need to become ripped and show people that you're really the shit? What is it? Okay. But yeah, hope that helps, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Um, Apply this stuff. You'll be able to make an immediate impact on court and establish a different level of presence. Okay. If you have any questions, if there's anything that you want answered more in depth, or you just want my one-on-one support and guidance, book in a call in the link in the bio, and we can jump on a quick call and see if it makes sense for me to help you out. I hope you have an amazing day. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.